I told you, Pratham, you have to expect more from India. They are a much better team than how you rate them.
I honestly thought India would get to the semi-finals, and that would be a great achievement with this side because
I feel Virat Kohli is somewhere becoming a mismatch.
no, I won't agree with you. I'll tell you why. Because he has not played 15 balls at all to get to 150. Yesterday he got out of the sixth or seventh ball.
92 World Cup, where they lost in the semi-final against to England because of rain, and suddenly because of this Duckworth Lewis method.
If India can cross the finish line, it will definitely exercise the demons from 7 months ago.
A wait ever since for South Africa, but more than a decade-long wait for Team India since they got their hands on an ICC trophy. Let's see if it changes.
Magnificent catch. Just look at Badri now, diving into it.
Lovely shot.
Kicks it over the offside. That's a good shot.
Back-to-back boundaries.
Hello and welcome to Cricket with Badri. It's another episode of Cric Debate. This video is presented to you by DIVO News. And we have our guest Pratham with us. Pratham is all smiles as usual. Yes, you're bright as ever. India is in the final and they're playing against South Africa. Who'd have thought, right? I personally expected. I told you, Pratham, you have to expect more from India. They are a much better team than how you rate them. But they are in the final now. But I honestly didn't expect South Africa to be there. But an India-South Africa final it is. So did you ever think in the back of your mind that India or South Africa will be in the final?
Hi, Badri. Good morning. And great, absolute clinical performance from India. It is not that I don't rate India highly. Obviously, you've made all these finals over the last 11, 12 years and been in the test match finals for 2 consecutive years over a 4-year period. You have to be a very, very good side to do that. There is no dispute about that. It is just that I felt we were not picking the right players for the right tournaments, and that was all I was saying. But I honestly thought India would get to the semi-finals, and that would be a great achievement with this side because I personally thought there was some weaknesses, but I think they've really covered up those weaknesses, and they're playing as a unit. They've been remarkable. And on the other side, South Africa, which have always come with good sides but never gotten past hurdles, have also managed to make it. I think they've been chokers for the last 30 years. So and they've played some very good cricket. And this tournament, they've had about 3 or 4 very, very close finishes, and they've been on the right side of the result. So that has probably given them confidence also. And
Yeah.
to answer your question, I didn't expect an India-South Africa final at all, but I think the two best teams in the tournament deservedly are in the finals.
Yeah, it's hard to even think that it is South Africa's first final. I mean, let alone winning a World Cup or winning a big tournament, they have not even been in a final. So that is a little bit of a shock for me, because they've had some extremely good sides in the past, but this side is playing well. So if we talk about India, for me, the reason India is in the final is definitely, I think, is their batting, of course, because initial phase and going on, so on and so forth. The conditions have been in favorable of the bowlers. The match against England, it was extremely helpful for the spinners, kept low. But match on match, right from New York, where the conditions were tough, the batsmen have always pulled up the goods. Starting from Rohit Sharma, I think he set up the base. He plays as a very good strike rate. So he said that he is walking the talk. He's not just talking, he's walking the talk. He said long back that I'm going to play an aggressive brand of cricket. I am going to play for the strike rate and not my personal milestones. He's sticking to his guns. Followed by Surya Kumar Yadav, probably who's been the second best after Rohit Sharma in this tournament, and Rishabh Pant has been a revelation as well, and Hardik Pandya has been doing some contribution. So these guys together are literally carrying the load, and the phenomenon, the previous Indian team batsmen have not done this, and this Indian team is doing it, is the strike rate. They are all trying to play at 150, 160.
Yeah, I think, like we said on the show a few days back, after that 2022 drubbing to England, Rohit said we got to change the way we play white ball. And he's embraced it. He's really walked the talk, like you said. He showed that in the Asia Cup. He showed that in the World Cup. He showed that in the final of the World Cup until 9.3 overs when India were absolutely on target to get 370, 380. And unfortunately, it took a miraculous catch to get rid of him. but he's continuing to do that. And I think, the two people who really deserve to win this trophy are Rohit Sharma and, of course, Virat Kohli. They've carried, especially the Indian white ball batting for the last 10, 12 years. And it'll
See
be really
here I'm going to differ, Prith. Here I'm going to differ. Yes, white ball deserved means Rohit Sharma definitely I think deserved. See, Virat Kohli, yes, we can say deserved because he's done so many things in the past. But talking about this tournament, I feel Virat Kohli is somewhere becoming a mismatch in this Indian team scheme of things. I'll explain the reason why. Because all these Indian batsmen are trying to play at a strike rate of 150, 130. It's not that they have to end up in the strike rate, but they are starting from the strike rate, right from the word go. That's been the pattern. And let's be honest, Pritham, T20 cricket has changed. Right from this year, IPL and T20 cricket, they are all people who are playing aggressive brand of cricket, trying to strike at 150, 160. They are the ones who are winning matches and winning tournaments. But Virat, I feel, is a player who takes about 15, 20 balls to set. And then he eventually reaches that 140, 150 strike rate. But he doesn't start at the strike rate. That is not his game. So that's where I think he's struggling. He scored just 75 runs in 8 innings, Pritham.
Yes,
so
but
that,
he is not.
the reason
I
for
won't
that
agree
is
with you.
his tactic is the mismatch. Let's see,
No,
he's a great player.
No, I won't agree with you. I'll tell you why. Because he has not played 15 balls at all to get to 150. Yesterday, he got out of the sixth or seventh ball. Where I will appreciate Virat is he has also embraced the concept of intent and he's trying. He's doing something which is outside his comfort zone. He's not saying, I will stay till the 18th over and score at a strike rate of 100. He is saying, I will also go for it. And unfortunately, it's not coming off. If the team says you be the anchor Virat and play till the 18th over, he'll do it. But the instructions and he's bought into it completely. He's also selfless. So I think that needs to be appreciated. He's going for it. It's not like he's not trying. Unfortunately, it's not happening. I still feel Virat going for it at number 3 will be great. And for that, if Jaiswal and Rohit are at the top, it'll be phenomenal. Dubey again disappointed yesterday.
We've been talking about that for time immemorial, Pritham. On Cricket with Badri, we've been calling it that Virat has to bat at number 3, but it's just the tournament is almost done, and that is where
Now
I'm going to. Yeah. So I'm sure it's not going to happen. We can keep talking about it, but I don't see it happening. Another thing in the game against England, I really didn't understand the batting order. I still feel, yes, India won the match convincingly and everything, but they were 10, 15 runs short. The reasons for that was the batting order. I don't know why Shivam Dube didn't come at the fall of Surya Kumar Yadav's wicket. I think he is a perfectly suited player for the middle overs. He can't play in the death overs. It's very hard for him when the faster bowlers are coming in and trying to execute those Yorkers. He can't play in the power play. I don't think he can field well. He doesn't want to bowl. He's a very, very limited specific player, and I don't know where he's finding his place. He's still keeping on because the team is doing well. He's holding on to his place. But then him not coming in the middle overs, I felt that there was a tactical error. Probably it didn't turn up because India had a big score already.
That's an excellent point. I was going to ask you that question, and you read my mind, Badri. That was an excellent point you made because when Sky got out, I thought Dubey would come in because Livingston had 2 more overs. Rashid had 1 over. So those 3 overs, even a couple of sixes would have made up the 10, 12 runs difference, as you said. And that is Dubey's only job, to hit a couple of sixes of spin. And they didn't even send him to do that. Maybe, I don't know, the team management, has lost that confidence in him. But if you've lost the confidence in him, why do you play him? You could have as well played Jaiswal. I mean, it's not too late to make a change, right? Open. And Badri, remember that against South Africa, Dubey is not going to get spin because they're not going to play Shamsi. They will go only with Keshav Maharaj. So he's not going to have too much chance to do damage. And against the quicker bowlers, tall quicker bowlers like Nokia, Rabada, Jensen, he's not going to be able to break loose in the end also. So I still think Rohit and Dravid can be a bit flexible. They've been fantastic with their tactics this tournament. They can be a bit flexible and seriously think about Jaiswal at the top and instead of Dubey. But maybe they will not do it to the end match. But yeah, that I think was a clear miss because we missed out on a couple of. That's the only thing Dubey does is hit spin, and yesterday he didn't even get a chance to do that.
Yeah, in all fairness, there has been a little bit of luck favoring Rohit Sharma as well. I mean, yesterday there was a chance that went right through the hands of Point, and probably a few other edges that just fell in a no man's land. So I think you need this is sport, right? End of the day, you need some luck as well. I'm keeping my fingers crossed. I'm keeping my fingers crossed. God forbid if it were to happen and Rohit Sharma gets a failure in the final, I think that will be the time for Virat Kohli to pick it up, right? I think with the big
Absolutely.
stage, we know he is brilliant in these knockout tournaments. He embraces the pressure. So probably if this happens, I think that will be the time for Virat Kohli, and we will all forget about it, and we will, of course, praise Virat Kohli. God forbid it should happen. But South Africa, talking about South Africa, I think we have spoken about, always seen South Africa as an excellent fast bowling unit. But this South African side is different. They have a good spin attack as well, Pratham. Keshav Maharaj and Tabraiz Shamsi, they've been phenomenal, and they are going to raise the questions against this famed Indian batting man.
And
So I think,
just like we rightly pointed out in our last episode, that this is going to be India's bowling versus England's power pack batting, and Indian bowlers won that contest handily. The final is going to be between South Africa's bowlers and India's batsmen, because South Africa have a very formidable bowling unit, much better than England. Man for man, they're a better bowling side. They've got pace, they've got bounce, they've
yeah,
got height with those three fast bowlers, and they've got Keshav Maharaj, who's a very good left arm spinner, and Tabraiz Shamsi is your answer to Kuldeep Yadav. He's the Chinaman on that side. So I think it's going to be a very good contest with India's batting versus South Africa's bowling. So clearly, whoever wins that power play battle has an edge going into this.
yeah. I think South Africa, on the other hand, they will be looking to break, lose all the heartbreaks that's been happened over the years. For me, one match that comes vividly to my mind is the 2015, two matches actually. 2015 semi-final where they lost to New Zealand. A.B. de Villiers, Dale Steyn, Moni Mokel, they all cried on the field. I remember that there was a lot of tears being shed. And then I still remember that 92 World Cup where they lost in the semi-final against England because of rain, and suddenly because of this Duckworth Lewis method, they just got some phenomenal runs that they couldn't get. So they've had some huge heartbreaks over the years. They love to shed all these and play.
Don't forget 1996. They were the top. They were the best team in the tournament, and they ran into the genius of Brian Lara in the quarterfinals. And at home in 2003, the Duckworth Lewis. I think Mark Boucher
Sean Pollard
played.
read it wrong, right?
Yeah, no, it was not Sean Pollard. It was Mark Boucher.
Mark Boucher, yeah.
They had to be one run ahead, and Boucher played out Murali's over. He played out a maiden.
Yeah, I mean, who could
And they
have
got
thought? I
knocked
think
out.
these things
Yeah,
only happen to South Africa over the years. I
yeah.
think they've been, really on the wrong side of luck, and obviously, I think conditions have also not favored them. But they will be looking to shed all this, and because of that, they have got a tag which is not a good tag, the Chokers tag. I think that they would very happily, try to get rid of it. The stage is set for them, a final against India, probably one of the superpowers of world cricket. I think the stage is set for South Africa.
Yeah, and absolutely. Much as you feel sorry for South Africa for having come close, I think without even being an Indian supporter, which obviously I am and you are, India's had more heartbreaks also ever since that 2013 Champions Trophy. You can count 2014, 2015, 2016, 17, 19, 22, last year's World Cup. So there's about 8 occasions when they're one hurdle away from taking that silverware, and they've unfortunately fallen short. So hopefully, I think if India can cross the finish line, it will definitely exercise the demons from 7 months ago on November 19th, when everybody thought India was going to romp home. So
Yeah,
I think it's going to be a fantastic contest, and
yeah,
I just
yeah.
get the feeling that both teams are up for it. The two top teams are going to play, and I'm going to ask you, what is your pick, Badri?
Come on, this is that's a very simple question. I'm going to go with India. See,
Okay.
not just because I'm an Indian. I'm of course rooting for India. It's not that. It's just the better team. I think India is the better team. Especially the spinners have been holding their fort really well. Rohit Sharma, as said in the past, 4 spinners. Why do you have 4 spinners? I will answer this question later, said Rohit Sharma. He need not answer with his mouth at all, because the way he has handled the team has answered. He played 3 spinners and they played really well. So probably I think the better team is India. So that's why I'm saying India.
Yeah, and let's hope the rain stays away, because Even though there is a reserve day forecast for, reserve day allotted for the finals, they've got rain predicted on both Saturday and Sunday. So hopefully, let's hope the rain stays away and we get a
Yeah.
proper game to decide the winner.
Yeah, let's hope the rain stays away. And it's been a wait ever since for South Africa, but more than a decade-long wait for Team India since they got their hands on an ICC trophy. Let's see if it changes. Thank you, Pratham, for coming on Cricket with Badri.
Thank you,
And yeah, this video is presented to you by DAFA News. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and press the bell icon as well. So whenever we post a video, you will get a notification. Thank you, guys. See you soon.